The views, comments, and opinions of the following program do not necessarily reflect those of Morris Media Studios, MorrisMediaLive.com, or its affiliates. Listener discretion is advised.
Cali Sportsman, WDC, is now on your radio. Coming live from the Bay, yeah, that way. K-Talk Sports all day, LA. Dropping knowledge, high school, college, final scores, play-by-play. NFL, NBA, NHL, that's right, you name it. They gon' bring it to you live. Talking sports and entertainment. From the famous and the, you name it. Cover all sports, from the football field.
All right. Good evening. Welcome to Sports Collective TV. I'm your host and moderator, Farron, aka WDC. Want to thank you for listening in. As always, we have a very spectacular, important show for you right here on Morris Media Live. Mondays at 5 o'clock. If you've been checking the social media, you know we got some Chasing Hoop Dreams. We also got a father-daughter segment. And also, we got a legendary, we call him the Popcorn Man, who's going to come here and share some information with you. Today has been a, social media-wise, I would say, a very humbling time with all the posts and all the different athletes that showed up at the Staples Center today. So I got my team here. I don't really have any comments on today just because of what I'm already dealing with myself. So Cali Sportsman, man, if you want to say anything about Los Angeles, because I'm like, I got nothing, bro. It's tough.
I mean, I guess you could just really just say, you know, it's outstanding that her wife can sit there and proudly speak candidly about, you know, the guy that she knows very well for the last 20 years. And, you know, we keep seeing the same narrative. And, you know, it was like we seen earlier, it was good to see Jordan kind of normalized a little bit and just you know, it's really just kind of a moment of pause in regards to how people's perception of life and death and how it can just be taken away no matter how great you are or how ungreat you are. But then the greatness is within you because the whole Mamba mentality is about not, when we talked last week, we was talking about what's successful. Mm-hmm. So in the Mamba mentality is what's successful to you. It's personalized. Yeah. So it's not like you have to go achieve a car or achieve some sort of fortune or fame. It's whatever you feel successful is within you. So I just think that the sentiment of, you know, people pass away and you learn things from it. Yeah. And you've been dealing with, you know, your dad, and I'm quite sure there's a lot to learn from, you know, the loss. And we all going to go through our trials and tribulations because the person in the flesh is not there. But the spiritual part is the biggest piece. And that's what I think they're getting out of the whole Kobe piece, is that there's this spirituality that's kind of uniformed across the globe. You know,
yeah.
So, but you got your guy here, man.
Yeah, we got Adrian here, who's going to be our guest on the Chasing Hoop Dream segment, man. You got the jersey, you got the sweatshirt on, man. So What you got for us, man? Where you at with that?
With his passing, it still hasn't even hit me. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, we were just talking earlier about, like, my dad passing away 6-7 years ago. So it, like you were saying and what I was saying, it's still numb. Yeah. Like, you can't really think about it. It's hard to process that a person that you looked up to, as far as, like, for me, like, Kobe was that guy that made me want to pick up a basketball. Made me want to play, just go out there and play every single time. Go 110% every single time. Yeah. But when you learn about what he did outside of basketball, you know, him being a father figure to his kids, to his daughters, you know what I mean? And then just his mindset, like he was just saying, Mamba mentality. It's not just about doing anything that has to do with basketball or your work ethic. It's just basically just going out there and living a purpose with your life every single day. You know what I mean? Like, my dad told me, always think once, think twice, think 3 times, and then figure out what you want to do. And I feel like with Kobe, with his Mamba mentality, was just like, if you want to do something, you want to achieve something, go for it. I mean, don't let nothing stop you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But we also know that just the basic elements of just laser focus with a good moral compass and a good work ethic into anything is going to come up with some grand results.
I think two things is, like you mentioned, the unified of the community. Like you got Black, Hispanic, Asian, whatever, all down there on Figueroa with no problems. So when you look at it from that perspective, the media portrays us as one conversation, but then when you actually go in the city, it's not even like the media portrays it. Like, that's unity. If you could get that kind of people from those different backgrounds to talk about, to be in one space and nothing go wrong, then do we really have a problem with black and brown with each other? No, I don't think so. I think that's just media portrays to keep that kind of division, because if you look in the community, that was people unified, and I think that's a positive to stand from.
Yeah, but let's just go across the board. You got Nipsey Hussle, right? Mm-hmm. Just a whole different style. Then you got what's this new guy, Pop Smoke?
Yeah,
right. So, and then you have the lady from Good Times, right?
Yeah.
So they all don't hold the same weight in regards to legacy, perception, and community, right? But these are all great people that was in the community, did great things. So there you go again. They all have Mamba mentality, right? But the world's perception of them is interesting, because really, how many people, because I'm a Kobe fan too, how many people hate the fact you were a Kobe fan?
A lot of people. People always ask me, like, why are you a Kobe fan? I'm like, my first answer was because I'm a Laker fan. And he joined the Lakers, but he wanted to leave the Lakers. He didn't have all this. I'm like, he stayed with them for 20 years. Yes, he had his doubts later on, but everyone was just like, well, why are you a Kobe fan? Like, what made you want to be like 24 and 8.
So what I'm getting at, Farron, is that here you're a Kobe fan and understand the Mamba mentality, and then now you have people that wasn't Kobe fans who just now understanding it all. Like, this is...
I see what you're saying.
That's why you like them.
You thought he was stubborn, and you thought he was this, and you thought he was this. Now they gave you two words, Mamba, and then now we understand it.
Yeah.
We understand what that all meant. Well, basically, he had perseverance, determination. He had other key words that we can throw out there that still represents that. But now it's a time where it's a healing process, but it's also a time for people to kind of self-reflect, And you do a lot of self-reflection.
A lot. Because my second piece to that is what I want to say, looking back at my dad and what I'm learning from my dad now that he's not here. And looking at Kobe Bryant, like, I wasn't a Kobe fan, but the discipline, like you say, all those things that his Mamba mentality created, like, if you're a fan of that, then find that in yourself. Like, you have those same characteristics. Find that in yourself. Apply those principles, whatever you appreciated about his mentality, apply it to yourself, and then find a youth and then teach a youth that. And then there's your give back. And a lot of mentorship that can come out of this, out of his life experience, which is the academy. They're doing that there now. So he brought so much unity and all the father-daughter relationships and all that stuff that have blossomed from his passing. Then people don't realize that you have that same stuff inside of you too. So if you saw it in him, be that. Everybody wanted to be like Mike, but didn't want to do the work that Mike did. True. So you want to be like Mike, then be the character. No different than Martin Luther King. You don't have to be like Martin Luther King, but be the kind of character he was, and imagine what you can accomplish. So I'm saying, just walk away with whatever that attracted you to him, apply that to your life, and then give it away to another child or another youth, and let's see what happens from there. So,
let me ask you a question. And this was like, it's a numbers deal. So it's like this, what is it? 220, what is it?
224,
20, right? Represented something. Then you had 8 represented something.
Right.
You had the number 2 represent something.
Yeah.
Now you a player. So the first thing they want is jersey number.
Well, 24.
But you know that's a tough one. I'm tough. So when they passing out the jerseys, are you playing in the 24? If you don't get the 24, you not playing, or what? What we dealing with?
Oh man! Like if we're talking about like that,
you know how it goes, because that's the tough 24.
Yeah.
So I mean, the Mamba mentality, like I'm either playing with the 24 or
I ain't playing tonight.
I ain't not playing tonight at all. Like if I'm not getting 24 or 8, I'm
you've
probably
been in many gyms like me. You know how it goes.
Oh yeah.
Where the jerseys at? Where the jerseys at?
All the time, and you're trying to pick out like, well.
And then
number's gone.
The 24 be like a medium. Be like,
So do you have a number you look for, or you guys assign numbers already?
You know what? I've always had the number 18. 18 was because that represented my dad. My dad was April 18th.
Oh, okay.
So I've always picked 18. Like that
18.
was it. I mean, if I can't find an 18, I would either go with 4, 9. I mean, granted, yeah, I would try to get the 8. I would try to get the 24. But if it's not there, I mean, I'll rock with whatever number, honestly.
Do me a favor. Introduce yourself so people don't give away your story, but just let them know who you are, man, where you come from.
My name's Adrian Sebastian, coming from West Covina. Met Farron over at Pac Rim, and then we just started talking, and here I am now. Basically,
appreciate you for taking time out, man. It's
absolutely.
been a long time coming. And Cali Sportsman, anything you want to address sports-wise or NBA-wise? The Bucks are still number 1.
I mean, since we talking about Kobe Memorial, and it's such an interesting day, and then we got a great Laker fan in the back. So we heard today that LeBron was there but not there.
What do you mean?
I was trying to figure that out too.
So I wonder how people can rub that. Though.
What do you mean he was there but not there?
Because maybe his I got the impression the way he handles this situation is not great.
Private.
So he's at the Staples Center, but in a private area.
That's what I was thinking too.
Wow.
So why even go all the way down there? You know what I'm saying? If you ain't going.
I mean, if you look,
just like
why you go down there then?
But he has a point though, because I mean, if you looked at it, everybody, if you saw the video, if you watched the tribute, you saw everybody. Yeah. I mean, you saw
Kyrie, everybody, Dwayne Wade,
Westbrook, Harden. They have a game. I think Houston has a game, and they were there. They still went, and then took off, and then flew back home. But you see Anthony Davis there, showed him many times, and then you don't see LeBron.
I mean, what do you think it is? You think he's trying to let respects let Kobe be the highlight?
Maybe some people, how they deal with these type of situations is traumatic to them. I know.
Freddie, you gonna find out? Well,
I mean, it said he's in a private area over there, but I think it's just right where he was about to say right now. Some people.
Grieving, emotional, yeah. He didn't want to become a meme. That's why he hiding from the memes.
He probably does have his way of doing things privately, like he was saying. But I think from a media standpoint, like we were talking, the media standpoint, you'd be like, where was he at? How come he wasn't shown many times when people were talking?
Well, I mean, you guys both lost loved ones, and y'all can probably understand how everybody deals with things differently. You know what I'm saying? I'm fortunate I haven't lost in my parents, so I don't know how. But I've watched my mother lose her mother, and I can see that it takes a long time.
It's different,
and
but
like
it's
my
the
mother
same.
didn't go to funerals. She just couldn't walk into that setting.
Right.
It was uncomfortable.
Right. It's different, but it's the same because it's the experience. The version might be different, but the conversations. When I sat with in my class that I went for my grievance class, I was telling him Army, Navy, Air Force, Marine, all 4 branches in there, and all of us lost a different loved one. And we still, when we started sharing the experiences, we all experienced it the same kind of fashion. Whether you go in the garage and cry, or you play music all day, like we all could relate, even though the loss was a different version for us. But the core of it, because we're human beings, the core of it was all the same, the way we dealt with it. We could relate, oh yeah, I do that sometimes. Or I do that sometimes. Oh, wow, now it's okay. Now we can kind of relating. Now it's not, well, I lost my mom, I lost my dad. Like, we not the same. No. When you actually get to the core of it, it's just grieving, man. And everybody deals with it in their fashion. Same kind of way. So, shouts out to the Laker fans, man. I guess it's time to get the rest of the season on now, huh?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Laker fan.
I was a Chauncey Billups fan.
Yeah, so he always go Detroit, but then like watch him slide West Coast, and then.
Well, because if I had to pick LA, the Clippers, if I had to pick LA, it's Clippers.
Okay, hold on.
You hear that? You hear that?
We were supposed to be brothers, man. I'm gonna hold you back. I'm gonna hold you back because he military. He knows some stuff. True.
Yeah.
True.
Chauncey played for the Clippers, so I'm a Clipper fan. I follow Chauncey Billups, man. So
you're a Chauncey Billups fan.
I'm a Chauncey Billups fan.
So really, what he's really trying
Denver,
to say, he's
Pistons,
a
Clippers.
It's a difference.
Yeah.
I've learned that since I've known him. Like, there's a fanatic. That means you're just a fan.
A fan of the game. I'm a fan of the game,
not
a team. Or I like Carmelo too. I like Melo. Carmelo.
We can talk about that later.
All right, cool. All right, so we're going to take this first break because we got some more segments coming up. We got the Chasing Hoop Dreams. We got the Popcorn Man who's putting some popcorns together for us. And I also got my daughter who we're going to do a segment about fatherhood and how actually we healed our relationship. So we want to be the example and talk about some father-daughter healing. So we'll be right back right here on Sports Collective TV, Mondays at 5. Shout us out. What's the count?
The Consortium of Health and Military Performance, also known as CHAMP, of the Uniformed Services University of Health and Science, known as USUHS, is conducting a study to understand a possible genetic link between sickle cell trait, known as SCT, and exercise-related events, known as EREs, such as exertional rhabdomyolysis, muscle damage, heat stroke, and or collapse. We are inviting African American men and women with sickle cell trait and their family members to participate. Participating in the study will require you to complete a health history questionnaire, a form authorizing our study physician to gather health information from you and your healthcare provider, as well as a one-time blood donation. In order to qualify for the study, you must meet the following criteria: be African American, be sickle cell trait positive, be able to read, speak, and understand English, be between the ages of 18 and 80, and currently not being treated for any mental or psychological disorders. Participation is completely voluntary, and your decision will not impact your healthcare. The results for this study are for research purposes only and are not intended to directly benefit any individual for confidentiality reasons. However, the results of this study are intended to help better shape policies and associated health risks affecting the SCT community. Participants may be compensated for their time. To join the study, or if you would like additional information regarding the study, please contact the study team by phone, area code 240-479-9514, or email sctstudy-ggg@usuhs.edu.
Ask Illya presents Black History Month celebration with the Los Angeles Kings. Wednesday, February 26th, live from the Staples Center. Don't miss out. Access to the NHL Black Hockey History Truck. Meet and greet with Hockey Hall of Famer Willie O'Ree. And receive a LA Kings hat as you watch the Pittsburgh Penguins face your LA Kings at 7:30. Tickets starting at $50. For more info and buy tickets, call 213-763-7934 or email thardwick@aegworldwide.com. Go get your tickets today.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm blessed, my brother. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Hey, did you see the game last night?
Oh, that was a good game.
But did you see the shot?
I lost money from that shot.
Oh, man, that shot was cold,
I
man.
hated it, but it was good. Damn. What's in those jeans?
You really want to know?
I do.
Yeah.
exhaustion, muscle spasms, asthmatic issues, unexpected sickle cell trait crises.
Damn, are you serious? When I was young, I found out I had sickle cell trait. My mom's told me, but I ain't have no knowledge of it. But when I got older, I had a child, and the doctor told me my daughter has sickle cell trait. Do you know the facts that both parents have sickle cell trait? There's a 50% chance the child may have the trait, and 25% chance the child may have the disease.
Hey, that's what's the count. Do you know that 2.5 million people in the United States have sickle cell trait? 300 million people globally? I didn't find out I had sickle cell trait until I was in the Army 10 years. Next thing you know, I had a sickle cell trait exertion site.
Sickle cell? I thought that was a black gene or something.
Nah, man, the Latin community is number 2. 1 out of 36,000 babies are being born with sickle cell disease. You could be Caucasian, Mediterranean, European. You gotta know your bloodline, man. There is an inherited gene in our community that has been forgotten. The name is sickle cell trait. WDCONSCT, also known as What's the Count, is out to bring awareness, education, and prevention to people all over the globe. Want more information? Call us now at 323-215-5384 or visit www.wdconsct.org.
Shout on it.
All right, welcome back to Sports Collective Popcorn brand. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so segment 2, Cali Sportsman.
Yes, sir.
He's no stranger.
We got popcorn in here. We got seasoning shot on it. Want to make you
gonna lick the bag?
Lick the paper so you can catch the salt. You don't want it to drip all on your clothes. But no. All dude, this guy here, man, from a sports perspective, he was Rutgers, right?
What? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, all the way back.
You all right? You well?
He waiting for a popcorn question.
You said Rutgers. I'm like,
he waiting for a popcorn question.
Yeah, way back. I've seen all.
Because remember you started the hoop tournaments. Yeah. And come on, I'm trying to tell the people you're somebody, man. I know you show. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to make you taller. So we're going to get you higher. So anyway, basketball, then you did really well with basketball in the inner city.
Yeah, I went to Chicago, put a tournament together there, called a Murray Park Classic.
The rules, a couple of rules. What was a couple of rules that you had that was different?
Well, the people in Chicago, the ball players in Chicago, had never played three-quarter court. And three-quarter court is, how you have a basketball court split in half? Mm-hmm. Well, the three-quarter court meant you can go back all as far as the top of the key to the other basket.
Wow.
You know what I mean? So it was called three-quarter court. So you had just that much room.
Okay.
But then you added another player. You see what I'm saying? You had 4 short of 5. But you had basically the same rules. 4-on-4.
We had a 4-point shot?
Yeah. Funny you said that. I had a 3-point shot and I had a 4-point shot. And then I had what I call it a box tournament because at the time I was starting that tournament, I had a few guys that were refereeing for me. And because the guys knew them, they would curse them out. You know what I'm saying? I ain't no right call. You know what I'm saying? And get in their face. And the guys that I chose to umpire, they were less smaller than some of the players, right? So the big guys used to just roar, So I came up with this idea called a box tournament. So you disrespect me. You disrespect one of my umpires or my thing, right? You want in the box.
Oh,
right?
Okay.
And so you sat in the box for like the 2 minutes.
Okay.
Right?
And, like a timeout when you're a little kid.
And I had the crowd like, put him in the box.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? As soon as they acted, put him in the box. And then the box was, the climax of the box was a high chair. Really tall. So I put you in the middle of the court, sitting on this high chair.
Oh, wow.
And then it got to, I had to go.
So it's tennis and hockey all in.
All in the basketball
so
court.
it turned out to be really good. And then they went on to be, took the tournament to another level. A lot of people from outside of Illinois started participating. And so it became an issue where the directors and all of that, we had to go to the city council and get permission.
All right. What brings you here today?
No, well, we got one more.
We got one more before that?
So before we get to today, you had this, you're always doing something in the community.
Always.
You started chess.
Yeah.
Right? Tell a little bit about that.
Well, I've always played chess. I played professionally. And this is how it started almost like 12 years ago when I went to jail for traffic tickets on the weekend. Right, I get on a Friday.
Yeah, you don't get out till Tuesday.
So I don't exactly. So
depending on how many tickets you have.
Well, yeah.
Go ahead.
So while I'm there, I'm in the midst of a lot of gang members, right? And we're talking, and one of the things I said to them was, I don't understand, why you're killing us. You know what I'm saying? And so the conversation got kind of heated. You know what I mean? And so the guy said, you older guys, you always, you always put us down. You don't have a clue on what's going on here. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to tell you something, old man. So I'm saying, like, you need to back up. You know what I'm saying? Because if you ain't going to do nothing, then he should use another word. You need to shut up.
Right.
So I'm saying, he said, so, you're not going to do nothing but criticize. And those words kind of stuck. And so I tried to come up with a plan to really want to help them. I tried education, but the politics and that was like great. So a guy came with me one afternoon on Sunday night and said, look, I know you from playing chess, man. Why you don't just bring a chess tournament into the community, these guys, right? And once you get inside, man, you could do whatever it is you want to do. You know what I'm saying? All you need is an entrance in the door. Mm-hmm. And so that idea really clicked in. So I spent 2 years putting together a curriculum. So it isn't just chess. Like when I meet cats, I tell them, look, number one, let's understand what we're going to do here. I'm not going to teach you how to play chess because you can go to a phone or you can go to book. But I'm going to teach you there's some principles in this game, man, that if you apply in your life, you can be successful. So whatever you want to do.
Some other type of stuff.
You know what I'm saying? Right. So you need to learn how to be patient. You need to learn to think things out. You need to understand that there could be consequences for your actions. Exactly. So you need to be able to do that. So I put all that together.
And know your staff, know your people. This is the pun. He's the pun. The bishop. You know what I'm saying? He do this. Because every position they do certain things. They can't. The king can't over. I mean,
that's the protecting. And I've evolved. I mean, I've gone from doing. I'm currently. Next month. I'm going to be in Southwest College. I'm going to be working with a cat who does kids at risk. And we're going to get some guys that are on parole and probation. They're going to come in because rather than do community service, they're going to have to participate in this 3-month program. So I'm going to be giving 2 days out of the week that they come to bring the chess program, right?
Oh, okay. All right. So now we're going to move into, got that flyer up, Fredo? There you go. You see how we do stuff, man? You know what I'm saying? We are semi-professional. So...
Yeah, let me. This is crazy.
But yeah, talk a little bit on this because you know what, y'all put a little money in this. It got a couple of different colors. It ain't black and white.
No, I got a great.
This sounds like a nice event.
Here's what's going on. The police department heard about me at my chess program. So this lady, Regina Scott, is the first black woman to be promoted to the position of deputy chief of the LA Police Department. Okay. So she heard about me. She calls me in. She says, Mr. Davin, what do you think about trying to put a chess program in the police stations to help establish better communications and relations between law enforcement and the community? Okay. And so that's what I'm going to be doing. I have 4 police stations. I'm going to be doing Southeast, Southwest, 77th, and Harbor for starters, right? And so how the ceremony idea came up was we talked, and she told me that, every year she does a conference for women to orientate them on the do's and don'ts of coming into law enforcement. So I said, well, why don't you let me do the conference? Let's turn it into a ceremony. And she was like, I don't know. I said, yeah, I think people should know, not so much what you've done as your career, but what you're trying to do now. Mm-hmm. And so she agreed. So we got a ceremony. And in contrast, I have 2 women. Why I chose these 2 women is because they both have achieved something, but and went through a heck of a lot to get where they are. As for example, Barbara Morrison. Not many people know this, but Barbara Morrison lost both legs through diabetes at age 50. You see, and she bounces back, right? So I'm going to be doing an interview with her, and then I had a great interview with. Regina Scott, right? Okay. We played chess while she answered some questions, and so she beat me at the end of the interview. Okay. But So this is going to be good. It's going to be. We got
this. So ticket sales $40. Seats are limited. This is you got a little time, but you might as well get it today. That's April 19th on a Sunday, 3 to 7 p.m. And is this going to be at the Barbara Morrison's or?
No, this is going to be at the Watts Center.
Okay, Watts Center.
Yeah, it's going to be at Phoenix Hall, really historic place, man. As you may or may not know, the Phoenix Hall has a legacy, a history of some of the greatest performers and entertainers in the world. And there's not many people know that the Phoenix Hall, when they had the Watts riot and they were trying to rebuild, they came up with this idea of putting together the Watts Center and they got people to perform and come to the performance, right? And the money that was being used to buy tickets and admission, they used to help rebuild it. So that's the legacy behind.
Okay. Little good history. So Barbara Morrison performing, right?
Yes.
Okay, so come out. So his phone number here is 323-331-7272, and that's 323-331-7272, and that's Mr. Davin. And again, I kind of like this. It says an organization designed to help young women and men develop critical thinking skills with the game of chess. So, man, we want to say thank you for coming on, man.
Yeah, I'm going to look for you guys to come.
No empty promises from me.
Need for you to come.
If I got gas money, I'll come through. That's what I'm saying.
All right, Fredo, we get ready to take it to the next outing. We got the Chasing Hoop Dream segment coming up. Fredo.
Thank you for being here.
All right, we appreciate you, man.
Thank you, man, for being here.
Thank you for the popcorn.
And the popcorn is
special made.
pretty much ghetto, but I like it.
We'll be right back.
Ask Illya presents Black History Month celebration with the Los Angeles Kings. Wednesday, February 26th, live from the Staples Center. Don't miss out. Access to the NHL Black Hockey History Truck. Meet and greet with Hockey Hall of Famer Willie O'Ree. And receive a LA Kings hat as you watch the Pittsburgh Penguins face your LA Kings at 7:30. Tickets starting at $50. For more info and buy tickets, call 213-763-7934 or email thardwick@aegworldwide.com. Go get your tickets today.
Hey, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm blessed, my brother. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm good. Hey, did you see the game last night?
Oh, that was a good game.
But did you see the shot?
I lost money from that shot.
Oh, man, that shot was cold, man.
I hated it, but it was good. Damn. What's in those jeans?
You really want to know?
I do.
Exhaustion, muscle spasm, asthmatic issues, unexpected sickle cell trait crises.
Damn. Are you serious? When I was young, I found out I had sickle cell trait. My mom's told me, but I ain't have no knowledge of it. But when I got older, I had a child, and the doctor told me my daughter has sickle cell trait. Do you know the facts that both parents have sickle cell trait? There's a 50% chance the child may have the trait, and 25% chance the child may have the disease.
Hey, that's what's the count. Do you know that 2.5 million people in the United States have sickle cell trait, 300 million people globally? I didn't find out I had sickle cell trait until I was in the Army, 10 years. Next thing you know, I had a sickle cell trait exertion site.
Sickle cell? I thought that was a black gene or something.
Nah, man, the Latin community is number 2. 1 out of 36,000 babies are being born with sickle cell disease. You could be Caucasian, Mediterranean, European. You gotta know your bloodline, man. There is an inherited gene in our community that has been forgotten. The name is sickle cell trait. WDCONSCT, also known as What's the Count, is out to bring awareness, education, and prevention to people all over the globe. Want more information? Call us now at 323-215-5384 or visit www.wdconsct.org.
Keeping Our Lungs Safe has been part of the local initiatives that's been going on to educate our decision makers about, the impact of flavored tobacco, specifically menthol, in the African American community. Right. And so we actually were at the LA County Board of Supervisors office a few weeks ago where they were having a meeting to discuss an ordinance that would ban all flavored tobacco products and vaping products, including menthol, in certain areas of Los Angeles. And they actually ended up passing that ban.
So we finally got a tax passed, which was Proposition 56, and that was a couple of years ago. That put a $2 tax on cigarettes and vaping.
That's why they're so expensive.
Yes.
Thank
you can pat me on the back.
So you thought that
slave trade. So when we see Harriet Tubman, we need to look at it from that lens, and that ever since then, this plant has been killing us in one way or another.
Right.
All right, welcome back to Sports Talk TV. I'm your host and moderator, Farron, aka WDC. Up next is the 20-second timeout Chasing Hood Dream segment, brought to you by Ask Illya and WDC. All right, so we got Adrian here, who's here to share his basketball experience. So, again, introduce yourself, man, real quick, and then we'll get started.
Adrian Sebastian with West Covina, playing at Pac Rim right now.
All right.
Usually.
Man. So,
for now.
When did this basketball, the love, start?
The love for basketball started, I think when I was like maybe 5 or 6.
5 or 6?
It basically started because, my whole family, my dad, like I was saying, my dad, he's a big sports fan.
Okay.
But, I posted it. The reason why I fell in love with basketball is because of Kobe, obviously.
Right.
But I saw him play, I think it was like, the first round of the playoffs against Utah where he airballed those shots. And then my dad was just telling my pops, was like, watch out for this kid.
Yeah.
This kid, he just came out of high school, but he's gonna be a problem.
Yeah. And he was.
Sure enough, Pop was always right, and he was just like, and that's what made me just wanted to keep playing the game. And then I played basketball throughout, in leagues here and there, and then playing in basketball for high school, and then adult leagues.
Give me some mental toughness. Obviously watching it from TV to actually getting out on the court to play. Give me your mental toughness. Where did that come from?
It just came from just, Filipinos, we're small. I'm just gonna put it out there.
Yeah.
Like we may not have, there's one Filipino American player right now, Jordan Clarkson, but he's mixed. So,
yeah.
But my mental toughness came from just being able to go out there and just be like, no matter how big or small you are, and my dad was always telling me, you know what, just go out there and have fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you're going to be the best player on the court. You just got to go out there and just, like I said, just simply have fun.
Just have some fun, right?
Just have some fun.
Where we talked about IQ offline. So how did you develop your basketball IQ?
My basketball IQ?
Yeah.
I think it came from just studying the game. Like watching other players play and like seeing what they do. And then me being, I used to coach as well. I used to coach a travel ball team.
Okay.
And so I think now when you look at it at an outside perspective and not playing the game, and now you actually get to see like your kids or the high school students that I used to coach, and you see like what type of offense you can run or what type of defense you can run. Like how can you attack this? How can you do that? That's when you start thinking, okay, now we're going to go somewhere. Now I can think about like, this is what you need to do the next time around or that. So I think just studying the game, I've been a sports fan all my life. Basketball has always been my number one sport. But when you start thinking about, IQ stuff, and you start thinking about like, how can we manage this? How can we go that route?
And I think with Kobe's life experiences, it has sparked a lot of people who now want to give back, especially to the girls basketball. So you being a coach and having that experience, how did you manage? Your mindset with the youth and your encouragement to them to keep them going. Like, how did you manage that?
At first, it was tough because kids, they like younger kids that like the elementary kids. I coached from 5 all the way up to, like I said, the high school age, like 13, 14, 15. So with kids, their mindset or like they can their attention is just like they can be shooting the ball and all of a sudden they just like, I'm over it.
Right.
Drop the basketball and just leave. I mean, and it's hard for you. Like you have to. It's hard for you to make them stay focused in the game, right? But I think with kids, you gotta make it fun for them. Like I said, like my dad always told me, have fun playing the game, make it fun for them. I mean, at the end of the day, it's with kids. Like you're teaching them fundamentals.
You mentioned your father, so I'm just going to go right to the conversation about your pops. I asked you for a song that reminds you of your dad, and you hit me with Luther Vandross, Dance with My Father. You hit me with Will Smith. Just the two of us. Josh Gordon. Josh Corbin. So when you hear these songs, Heat Wave, Always and Forever. So when you hear these songs, like what does it take you back to your?
Well, with Heat Wave, that was like my dad's favorite song. That was Pop's favorite song. That was actually my Pop's and Mom's like wedding song.
Wow. Okay.
You know, so when I remember I was able to find some like old VHS tapes. I don't know if these guys don't know about VHS anymore.
Yeah, we got those.
But you know, I was able to watch that and saw the wedding video.
Oh wow!
You know what I mean? So I saw that and then I was just like, you know, it's significant, right? The husband and groom like first dance, like what their wedding song. So when I watched that and I heard it, I was like, you know, the song was just catchy. Right?
It was dealing with something.
And then so every time I hear that song, like, you know, and I sometimes play it when my mom's around, like she gets into it. She gets a little, you know, she starts feeling some type of way, and it's a good feeling for her because now it's just comforting. Yeah, exactly. Right? But then when I hear like all these other songs, like Luther Vandross with the Dance with My Father, like that really hits because like I think around that time when that song came out, my dad's or my grandpa, my dad's dad, he passed away. Okay, so he felt so without we have that connection.
You have that connection with him,
you know.
Right.
But it's just all these songs like. You know, I'll play or like I'll just play my songs from my phone, and if they're on the next song random and they play, like I can't help but I can't help but just being in my feelings. Like I'll catch a tear or two.
Of course,
you know what I mean.
Of course. And so I actually one for your mom, and you said, "Dear Mama," of course, legendary Tupac, Boyz II Men, and Kanye West. So what do you want to say about your mom and those?
My mom is my best friend. Yeah. Like, hands down, my best friend. I mean, I tell her everything. She's like, you know, I have close friends, guys and girls, don't get me wrong, but when it comes to my mom, that's it. Yeah. You know, that's the queen. You know what I mean? So, and like I said, I think it was a blessing in disguise to call her that because we gotten closer because of my dad's passing. I wish it wasn't that way. Yeah. But, you know, life is life. Yeah. That's how it goes. So, with Mom, you know, just hearing these songs, like hearing Kanye West, or even with Boyz II Men,
takes you back, huh?
Oh yeah,
the 90s.
Yeah. Oh, of course.
So, give me your experience. You know, playing in the Pac Rim League now. So, how's that for you? I saw you won a championship not too long ago.
We've won a couple. So. I mean, I've been playing Pac Rim since I was 15, 16 years old. Jeez. So you know. We're going on like 14 years or so like that. So it's been a while. I mean, they've been there forever. Yeah. Right. They've been there since like the 80s, 90s. But, you know, like I said, I never played college sport, like basketball and all that. Wish I could, but you know, with that adult league with Pac Rim, and then I played in other leagues too. But Pac Rim was just like the core where I started off. Grew up, yeah. And it's just been fun. I mean. You know, I play with the other teams other than my team every Sunday, but it's fun. I mean, there's no other league like it right now. Yeah, and I mean, there's other leagues that have obviously
they have their version of.
They have their version.
Yeah,
of the
everybody.
League, right?
Yeah, everybody
has their version.
Leagues
of
all over. Yeah,
exactly. But Pac Rim was that was the main one for me.
Did you have a Chasing Hoop Dreams? When you hear Chasing Hoop Dreams, like what does that mean for you?
Ooh. Oh man, Chasing Hoop Dreams. Yeah. I think it's just I wish I was able to just if I could play ball my whole life I would. Yeah. You know what I mean? And basketball, like you hear about hardware therapy, chasing like dreams and all that. But that's my scapegoat. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I use basketball for anything. Like if I'm having a rough day at work or if I just need let some steam off.
Yeah.
Just grab the basketball and just shoot hoops, and everything just kind of, it just goes away, honestly.
Do you acknowledge yourself for the coaching that you've done? I mean, that's a huge chasing hoop dream. A lot of people wish they could give back in that fashion. So do you acknowledge yourself for being the coach and all that?
And I did when I was coaching. I just felt bad that I had to stop. Mm-hmm. I wish I could still coach these kids, because you build a relationship with these kids. Like, you are the reason why they come into practice.
Right.
They want to play these games. And when they show a lot of heart, and when they win these tournaments, it's like, yeah, of course, like you taught them how to play the game. Yeah. So you taught them how to do these things. But I don't really give myself that much credit, just because of the fact of I use it as like giving back.
Yeah.
That's all it is.
Huge give back though.
Oh yeah.
I asked what you listen to in your headphones before a game, so you gave me Hit 'Em Up. Is that Tupac?
Dude, yes, man. Back man,
that one was tough. I was like, okay, you about to go in on it.
No, you know what? It's funny because in high school, it was literally that song. Like, everybody wanted to play that song. I mean, it was just like, we were in the locker room, and then the guy was just like, hey, we have to play Hit 'Em Up. I'm like, you guys really want to
the explicit version?
Sometimes, and then it'll be like either that or like Fireman from Lil Wayne.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, that back then it was just all about being hyped.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You want to get really hyped.
But the track is hot too on that though. Come on, the music.
Gosh,
the track is hot.
Of course.
All right, so one more. You gave me a childhood, and you just said any Disney movie song. So
yes,
come
man.
on. What's with the Disney characters, man?
That's what I grew up on, man. First ever movie I ever saw when I was a kid, I could even remember, was a Goofy movie. I kid you not.
All right.
And then you have Tevin Campbell singing those songs. Come on now.
I don't know, man. You got me beat on that one. So,
but Disney is Disney. You can't go wrong with Disney songs.
The Disney songs.
You can't.
So today, let's hit some topics. You can just give me some first thing that comes to mind today. When you hear about, homelessness and things like that, like where does your mind go for that part of the community?
My line of work, we see that every day. I was telling you, I work in the ER in the hospital, so we kind of see that every day.
Yeah.
And you can't help but feel for them, But part of it is just like, there's so much that we can do, or there's so much I would love to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But it in all honesty, it's kind of hard because like where I'm from in those areas, there's a lot of people that quote unquote fake it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. I was that type of person that would, if I had change in my car and they're going to each car coming down, I would give my change up.
Yeah,
not a problem. But now you hear people just saying like, don't give this person that, because they're just literally just faking it.
Yeah, you have to pay attention.
You really have to pay attention. But I mean, it's hard.
Yeah.
I mean, it's rough. It really is.
Anybody want to shout out, man? Anything did I miss? You want to say something to somebody, man?
Just shout outs to, I guess, we're in sports, right? So shout outs to Pac Rim, shout outs to my team Fan Ballers, Team SoCal ITC, Team Below the Rim, Team Knuckleheads. I'm telling you, man, when it comes to Sundays, it's like, that's my free day. Like, I can actually play ball. So I play for like 3 to 4 teams.
And on Sundays?
On Sundays. And it was literally like just yesterday.
I saw the jerseys.
It was back to back to back.
I saw the jerseys on the post.
Oh, man. I love it. Don't get me wrong, but it gets tiring. But it was back to back to back to back. But that's how it is. That's how it is on Sundays.
Well, thanks for your time, man. I really appreciate you for coming out.
Of course.
I got to take a 20-second timeout, Fredo. Just give me like a 60-second commercial. I'm gonna come back. I got one more conversation. Again, this is for me, it's a healing conversation because my daughter is here, my middle daughter, and we're just gonna give you just an overview of how we dealt with our relationship from before and now, and maybe this could help some families out there as well. So again, man, thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right, we'll be right back. Sports Collective TV.
This segment was sponsored by Pac Rim Sports. Visit PacRimSports.com for more info and listen to their selected games live broadcast on Sports Collective Radio. Ask Illya presents Black History Month celebration with the Los Angeles Kings. Wednesday, February 26th, live from the Staples Center. Don't miss out. Access to the NHL Black Hockey History Truck. Meet and greet with Hockey Hall of Famer Willie O'Ree. And receive a LA Kings hat as you watch the Pittsburgh Penguins face your LA Kings at 7:30. Tickets starting at $50. For more info and buy tickets, call 213-763-7934 or email thardwick@aegworldwide.com. Go get your tickets today.
You're fine. All right, welcome back. This is the last segment here on Sports Collective TV. There's a lot of life towards sports. As you know, athletes, we have children. And so I just wanted to have a segment with my daughter. She's here, Brittany. And like I said, the conversations around Kobe Bryant and how he had this love for his daughters. I mean, who knows what goes on behind the scenes? We just get to see what's up, the camera show. But we're here to just kind of give you some enlightenment on how our relationship was. And it wasn't very pretty in the beginning. A lot of times you parent how you were parented, and sometimes you focus on that to the point where you don't want to be like your parents, and you actually turn out like your parents, because the more you resist, the more it persists. So my daughter's here. Brittany, thank you for taking some time out of your afternoon to come and hang out with me. I appreciate you.
Yes, you're welcome.
So introduce yourself. Let them know.
I'm Brittany, Lunice. It's my dad. I'm here. That's it, basically.
So from me to her, I could tell you that, growing up, I kind of learned from my dad of how I didn't want to be. But then the same ways of being that I resisted from my dad, I actually turned out like my dad, because there was a period of time that I didn't see my dad for 7-8 years. And so when I became an adult and had my children, I thought it was just normal if you didn't see them and everything would be fine. But however, she will clearly tell you that she was definitely impacted.
Not fine.
By me not being there. So talk about before, because her and I did Landmark Education. So give them before Landmark how we were.
Just a quick snippet of it, I guess. Before Landmark, I was really sheltered. I actually just hated my dad, to say the least. I didn't feel like he thought that I was valuable. I felt like once he divorced my mom, I was just kind of, swept under the rug as well. But after Landmark, it was kind of just an eye opener to see people go through stuff. Everybody has their own mud that they're going through. And just because you don't see the actual details of the specifics of what's happening in someone's life, it's not it's an actual problem. You know what I'm saying? There's an actual issue that's existing for someone else that is caused for them to treat you a certain way. Yeah. And then it alters your existence, and you feel that you're pushed to the side because of what they got going on internally. Yeah. But Landmark just kind of shows you that everybody has stuff, and you got to put yourself to the side to understand somebody else, and then it all just becomes water under the bridge. Yeah.
And she says it nicely, but again, I took, when there was time for me to really deal with my own personal issues, and then to start a relationship with my daughters, I had to literally just sit down and let her say what she needed to say. I let her curse me. I let her do whatever she needed to get out of her system till we got to that space where she was just completely say what she needed to say. And then we figured out how we could improve our relationship. And so with those same things that I did with my dad, that I was blessed to be able to heal from my dad, from all those 40 years of thinking that he didn't love me and didn't care about me, and then being able to go to those courses and figure that out. I had to break that cycle with my own family, because I had looked back and saw my damages. And so with Brittany, what do you want to say? Before Landmark, I mean, I missed out on a lot of time, a lot of those years. But after you took the courses, how did you proceed?
I got you as a person. I can understand you more from understanding myself more, if that makes any sense whatsoever. Mm-hmm. It's just a different light, a different perspective. I don't have glasses on anymore, and I don't see that you left because X, Y, and Z. It's like, no, you left because you had to go to work and you had to pay your bills, like to afford for me to even have shoes on my feet. Like, I didn't realize that things were going on in the background. It was just my emotions and what I felt. So being able to step out of that is just completely open, like an eye opener. Like, we literally sit on the phone like to 2 o'clock in the morning now. And it's just like a phone conversation for 5 minutes was never in existence. Yeah. So for us to literally be on the phone till 2:30, 3:30, my phone dying, I'm calling them on my watch like, hey, sorry, my phone died. It's just completely different and absolutely amazing.
And it's again, I share on other segments because we make those decisions about our parents. There is a natural break in communication with our parents. And if parents don't understand that there's a break, then those decisions that child makes up, that becomes their point of view of you. And so I'm sure she had enough evidence and proof until she was in her 20s that I didn't care, I wasn't there, whatever those stories were. But then for me to be able to have the space to introduce her to these kind of classes so that we could actually heal naturally and authentically, I think that has been the best thing for you and I. I think
it's been the best thing for my life, period. Because not only did I get to heal around you, but I got to heal around other situations that I felt other people put me in. You know what I mean? Like, once I got the understanding of you are a person just as I'm a person, and the mistakes I've made could have made someone else feel some type of way, it just was like, well, everything kind of shifted and changed in a different way for me. So it's like my way of being is different with you and everybody now. So it's like you can affect people with just like looking them up and down. You know what I mean? Yeah. So taking that way into consideration.
You mentioned that your listening shifted too recently. So what do you want to say about how you listen to folks?
I'm still in the process of changing how I listen to people. You kind of just have a certain ear for certain people and how they talk to you or how they relate to you or who they are for you. And I think doing the work, it's difficult to set aside who you know this person to be versus who you know they can be. So for me to say, I understand that you break your plans or, you don't follow through with stuff. It's like, all right. So when we say, hey, Tuesday night, we're going to get together. I'm like, Tuesday night, I'll be chilling until you call me. Like, it's just a different way of understanding someone. Yeah. So I'm still in the process of understanding people because I'm still understanding myself, but I think it's completely different. And
you have plans, you want to do podcasts. You got, tell them what your
yeah. So I do have plans for podcasting. A little nervous actually, but I want to do like women's mental awareness, women's mental health. There's a lot of women who I know don't get to speak to anyone. You kind of feel like if you tell people your problems that they either judge you or put you in a position or a box that you're weak or misguided or don't know what to do with yourself. So I think that majority women just keep stuff to themselves, and that's why they portray to be crazy. So it's like if any little thing goes off, like they are flipping their wig because there's so much stuff that they're suppressing, and that one little feather will literally knock down the cards. So that's what I'm in the motions on working on.
And you're working on your lashes are a big thing right now. So you still
yes, I am working on.
You got an Instagram or something you want to put out there?
I do. It is Lash Me Laniece, LANIECE. I am an inspiring lash tech as well as an esthetician. I start school on Monday. Right?
We made that happen, y'all.
Yes, we made that happen. So
thank you.
I'm going to now be offering facials and waxing.
All right,
as well.
So this is just a little bit of what we plan on having some more conversations in the future. We're going to get to some more specific details, but I just want you to know that you can heal with your children. It is very important that you pay attention. And there's just the mindset, and you can alter that mindset with some conversation. So, Sports Selective TV, shout us out. This is the last show for the year. For the month, actually. We're out of here.
Coming live from the Bay, yeah, that way. They talk sports all day, LA. Dropping knowledge, high school, college, trying to score, play by play. NFL, NBA, NHL, that's right, you name it. They gon' bring it to you live. Talking entertainment from the